Hey y'all, it's Indigo here, back with the last match for week 3 of Grand Arena Championship Season 9. Let me give a quick shout out to, I hope I say it right, Lopa Canitas, my newest patron. Glad to have you. Appreciate the support. Let's go ahead and get into the battles. Let me show you guys the board. And as you guys can see, it's in for a real doozy. He's got both Galactic Legends up top, and I got both of mine guarding the south. Let me show you the top of mine. I got Grievous. I've got a Newt squad. I've got Bosk Bounty Hunters with a nest. Some good stuff. You know, not A-tier squads, but decent stuff up top. Down at the bottom, like I said, got both of my Galactic Legends. Kylo with a full First Order team. I've got Ray with the Bros. I've got Finn. Not really sure who the last two should be, but I threw Finn in there and then L3 for a pre-taunt. Back in the back, I just got some junk, like all the relic leftovers. So I made 2 squads out of that. You got to save a bunch of crap for offense if you're going to use counter teams against Galactic Legends. I kind of hate it. It takes so much for offense, depending on what kind of comp they have and what teams you want to use. Up at the top, his Ray team is a little weird. It's got Finn, and then it's got Zalbar in there, Hermit Yoda in there. His Kylo team's okay, normal stuff there. And then look at that Grievous team. I mean, how do you even prepare for something like that? Like Grievous, some Separatists, Doc is in there for some reason. A whole mess of things, so I don't know. But that's what he's got up top, guarding his fleet. And then look at the bottom. He didn't put too much down there guarding the bottom. Some bounty hunters, but with nest. And then a leftover resistance team, but he did sneak a resistance hero Poe in there. So got to watch out for that, I guess. So let's go ahead and start at the bottom. That way I can at least clear something, because I don't even know at this point if I'll be able to clear the whole board or not. So let's see how it goes. So starting off, I really wanted to use my Imperial Troopers against this, but the only less than relic character he had was Grief, so couldn't really do that. Since Grief goes into stealth, there's no guarantee of being able to kill him fast enough. And my Imp Troopers were in pretty sorry shape, only a couple relics on them. So I couldn't do that. So I went ahead and used First Order, a crew team, and you've got a First Order officer in there modded pretty fast. I think he was 301 or something like that. And so it comes out to 331, which was faster than all his bounty hunters. And that way you can just throw turn meter to Phasma, you know, start that going, and then everybody keeps gaining turn meter with OG Kylo's AoE. The one thing I did not check, which is frustrating in hindsight, is all his bounty hunters are modded for protection. Like he's got protection triangle and cross and circle on Mando, on Bosk, I mean on everything. So it's like it takes a minute to get these guys down. Like they're so freaking sturdy. I guess I haven't really been up against that. So working on Django, I got 1 kill on him, trying to get another kill before he does something. He's got Retribution, which is a little bit annoying. I just keep throwing turns back to Executioner because you want Executioner to hit, you know, pretty hard so you can get the kills in, start whittling them down. Now Grief's exposed, so I can kind of go after him. Only being gear 11, I get a good shot at trying to take him out. But look at that. They're already putting work in on my crew, and I really can't afford to lose him because he's the one that gives the 2-turn stun. And his nest was super healthy. Like, look at that. I got her down into the red where, you know, I should have killed her, and it just didn't work out that way. Like, almost had her, and then she was down to the red. So, unfortunate. Tried to take a hit there just to see if it would work, but no dice. I mean, I couldn't take her out. She already had too much bonus protection. So, back trying to take out whoever I can, and this happens to be Grief. Again, he's gear 11, so not too sturdy. I mean, he's the weakest one. If I can take him out, that's going to stop all the good things he does for the squad. Be one less to have to worry about. I still got Ness. She's almost back to full health. Keep trying to put Bosk in timeout because I don't want him taunting. He's got so much protection. I think he's Relic 7. I went ahead and checked his stats after the battle, and tons of protection, something like 112k, and because of his lead where they get the bonus protection and extra defense, it takes a lot to chew through that. And already I'm having a hard time, like, trying to go after him, trying to get kills on Mando, trying to get Nest when I get a chance. And it's tough to line up the hits, on Nest. You got to wait until she takes her turn, and then you can do some big damage to her. So I'm going after Mando now, trying to take him out. And like I said, I checked the mods after the battle. Solid protection on him, including the triangle, which I hadn't really seen like that before. Like, it's just tough to take him out. So I don't know what his plan is, just to make them all sturdy and be one heck of a defensive squad, I guess. Because look at that. It's still taking a lot to get rid of. Now, finally, I'm on Bosk and Nest, but look at the clock. The clock's winding down. And watch how sturdy, I guess you would say, that Bosk is. I'm going as hard as I can against Bosk, and I'm doing about nothing to him. Like 15k hit, 6k hit, things like that. And it's taken off like a sliver of his health, of his protection. So, pretty frustrating. Even my Executioner with his big hits is just not able to get in and get the damage done that he needs to do. And I can't hit Nest. I'm keeping an eye on her turn meter. She's stunned, but I'm waiting for her to take a turn so I can try to take her out too. Like I said, you got to line that up with Executioner's big hits. And just look at that and look at the clock. It's like, it's a race, and it's frustrating because I want to kill both, but they both take some finesse to take out. And right there, I drew, a draw, timeout. Very frustrating. Like another, 30, 40 seconds maybe. I think I would have had him. So I've got a almost dead Bosk and a Nest there to kill. But let's go ahead and take out the resistance team because I know what I'm going to use there. And it should be pretty straightforward. So check this out. I want to show you guys this. My JTR resistance, since I used my other resistance, the good ones, with Galactic Legend Ray, these are kind of the leftovers I have. And I showed you what I had on defense, just a leftover resistance team. So I've got JTR and the droids, R2 and BB-8, and Stick Ray. I like using her under JTR. And then I put Rose in as the 5th. And she doesn't even have mods, guys. Like, I don't even put mods on her because I don't use her at all. So she's got nothing, just empty. I have to read her kit to see what she even does. I've never used her until now. Because why would you use a character that doesn't have any mods? Obviously, I don't use her, or I would mod her up. And I think she's just so stupid as a character. I can't stand her. So I can't stand to use her even in the game just because it's so dumb. I don't know. I probably could have gone in without her, but I figured why chance it? I got a 5th. I'll bring somebody. She can be a punching bag. Or if they focus on her, that's one less hit going towards somebody important. So there I was reading her kit again just to see what does what. And it's kind of stupid. I don't even know if I have her Omega'd up all the way or whatever. She definitely doesn't have the Zeta. So I don't know what good she is, but, she's taking turns here and there, get a little basic in and do something maybe. It's the droids putting in work. That R2 burn, get those crit hits, proc the exposes, generate turn meter for the team. And that other side doesn't get to move very often. So that's all I'm doing. Just taking them out, bit by bit. I'm kind of watching their turn meter, trying to not let them take a turn if I can help it. Now I got Stick Ray, and I like her because she's got her big hit, but she didn't even need it there because he had the exposes. Took him out with a basic. That's what a R7 stick ray will do for you. Much better than a relicked up Rose. So there we go. Resistance battle done. 60 banners, no problem. And Rose was about as useless as she was in the movies. So there we go. All right, now let's circle back to this team. It sucks that I lost, but I'll get the chance to show you guys something I think is neat. Because of the way this team works, we'll dust off the Imp Troopers now. And check this out. So they go, and Bosk is halfway dead, so they'll just play like normal. They'll do their normal stuff. Nest does get to go, but that doesn't matter. Long as they get one quick kill, it's going to fuel the turn meter, and then it's business as usual. You can put Death Mark on Nest. You can't do it if it was a lone Nest. Death Mark wouldn't appear. But since I had to kill Bosk, now somebody has died in this battle. Now I can use Death Mark, and that will definitely take a good chunk out of Nest when I get the chance. So that's what I'm doing here. You can see it's Death Trooper's turn. You put up Death Mark, and now you just kind of do basics. You got to wait for her to go, and then once she goes, then you can do damage. And you can see I got her down to a sliver of life. She's dazed, she's got Death Mark, so no big deal there. Just keep doing the moves. Doesn't really matter what you do, and I'm just increasing cooldowns, all that good stuff, just so she can't use any of her specials, and then just wait for her to take a turn, and then that's it. So here we go. She took her turn. Done. 39 banners. After this battle of not being able to use my Imp Troopers the first time, I went ahead and took my last two Death Trooper and Veers to Relic 3 each from Gear 12. So I won't have that same problem next time. Hopefully, as long as I outspeed, I should be able to take on a fully Relic team. But let's go ahead and see what he's got in the back there. And not a whole lot, really. He's got a Phasma First Order team and then some Dooku-led Separatists. Yeah, pretty weird teams, but I get it. It's kind of the same thing I did, where you put your mediocre teams because you have to save so much to be able to counter Galactic Legends. So I'm using what I got left, which I have Night Sisters, and a lot of you guys are probably fighting a similar team to this. Phasma lead with, Executioner and just kind of the leftover First Order that don't go to the main team. I know a couple of my patrons showed me in their Grand Arena matches, and it's the same thing. You get Resistance leftovers and First Order leftovers. So, for those of you that don't know this, if you have Night Sisters lying around, and they're good enough to counter General Grievous squads and Geos, you can also counter leftover squads pretty easily. That Plague from Mother Talzin lead will just melt them. Like, go right through them. They don't really have a way to heal without crew lead, so they're screwed. You can control them with stuns. You can do plenty of damage. I don't know if there's one character you really need to focus on. Maybe someone that does AoEs. The only downside is you can't regain protection, so the best you're going to do is 55 if everybody can get healed up. And right now I'm kind of struggling with that. I guess I could have planned it better. I've got Asajj right there, and I went and used her heal, so everyone was healed up, but then he did an AoE right there and took everybody down just a little bit. And so I have no other healing moves to use right there. And I can get back around to Daka, so she couldn't do anything. So everybody was down to 50 banners. Not the best. That kind of sucked. But let's take out that other team, that Dooku team. And because I have to save gas for a Jedi counter to Supreme Leader Kylo, this is what you can do instead. If you don't use her elsewhere, run Shaak Ti lead with the 501st clones. We used to do that, a while back. And now, if you got the Zetas and everything for the cam mission, which most of us do, she works really well. She can take out pretty much anything that gas can take out. You just gotta mess around with it. Get back in the habit of running Shaak Ti lead. So that's all I'm doing here. She gives plenty of good stuff. They get retribution, all that. I don't know if at this point, I'm thinking, you know, do I need to get 5 sacrifice, or should I just taunt with him as a regular tank and let him take some damage away from the rest of them? You know, better banner-wise, I don't know. But I'm going through his geos. I mean, it's not too tough of a team. It's definitely a banner-stealing team and a good use of leftover separatists. But it's not going to hold. Like, this isn't going to get a hold or anything. I got plenty of firepower left to get through all this stuff. It's just a matter of knocking them down kind of one by one. And I'm on the fence about letting Rex die or trying to keep him healed, you know, for more damage. I don't know. Maybe you don't need super clones, so maybe I should just focus on trying to keep him healed and not worrying about the extra damage from super clones. Because look at that. That grenade just took Dooku down to the yellow, and then boom, he's gone. So now I just have to clean it up, and then that's that. Done with that whole bottom zone. There went Rex's big hit, so 56 banners for that match. Done with the half of the map that I know I can clear. Now it's time to start on the top where, I don't know, this is where the fun begins, I guess. First, I'm going to take out that weird Grievous team, because if I lose to both Galactic Legends and I'm stuck there, then you probably don't care what happens to the Grievous team. So let's do that first, and that way I know I can clear it, and then see what happens to these Galactic Legends, because I've practiced my ass off in Arena these past few days doing tons of refreshes for these counter teams, and it's mixed results. You know, I'm 50-50 kind of on countering these teams. They're not pretty. So here's the Grievous fight. I just brought in Padme pretty much only because I don't use her for the counter teams for Galactic Legends. Since she doesn't have any of the characters in there that I need, is a perfect squad to send against this Grievous weird, you know, kind of oddball squad. So I went ahead and did that. They've got enough synergy. You know that Padme can counter a standard Grievous squad, no problem. So I figured she can counter this weird one okay too. Just got to watch out for the extortion and watch Padme's heals, kind of keep the protection up going. That way I don't have to worry about all this madness with the taunts. I don't know. Daka and Zombie and Alpha. So I killed Alpha right there. Figured that'll get rid of him summoning the Brute. I just got to make sure Daka doesn't bring him back. So now that that's gone, I can focus on getting Daka down. And I'm going after her now. Got her stunned. Ahsoka is so good in this team. Being able to do those constant assists, that's awesome. So I got rid of Daka there. Got to kill her again. There I did with GK's move. And there we go. 3 times down. Easy. Once she's down, and then of course Zombie goes down, it's nothing at all. So now it's just Grievous and Newt to deal with. And I can hit Grievous whenever. There we go. Delete Grievous and just Newt left to deal with. Get rid of that extortion. And 55 banners. Good enough for me. So that was the easy squad. Now I've got these two. And like I said, I practiced in Arena a lot on both of these squads. And I have so many failures. Like, it's not even funny. So here we go. Show you how this went down. Alright, first off, we're going after his Kylo squad, and I'm going to use Jedi. And I've been practicing with Revan and Jedi Knight Luke and Old Ben and Hermit Yoda. And I've been fluctuating between trying to use Bastila or Gas. I went with Gas here because I watched a video by Zareth. I don't know if you guys watch his videos. He's got good stuff. And he did a bunch of testing with Gas in there whenever you go against a double taunt squad, which that's what I have here. But my turn orders and stuff are a bit different than his. So I watched his video a few times and tried to make it fit the best that I could. Going after Hux here, I want to mark him and try and get him out of the way. I don't want him feeding extra turns to Supreme Leader Kylo. Once Kylo gets the ultimate off, that will really shred this counter team. So you're going to try and take him out before that happens. But to me, it never happens that way. Like, rarely can I get Kylo down before he gets his ultimate off. And sometimes it just ends up with Luke versus Kylo. So, you'll see what happens. I'm not going to spoil the end of it. But you can see that things are going okay. I've got Hux down in the red. Hidden Crew took him out. Can't get to Red Trooper yet. But I have my other direct focus here. So I'll throw that on Red Trooper. And I end up taking him out just in the dog pile. So, okay. And Gas got stunned there. Nothing I can really do about that. Kylo likes to go after Gas a lot. And look at that. He just took him out with his AoE. So that was unfortunate. I like Gas in there just because he's an extra punching bag. And he's not going after Jedi Knight Revan, who's pretty squishy. Now I've got Luke and Revan going after Kylo. But unfortunately, he got his ultimate off, and that's the end of that. You see just how quickly it goes to crap once that ultimate comes in. So, cleanup. CLS, I don't have Thrawn. Well, I do, but I can't afford to use them here. So, CLS, Han, Chewie, 3PO, and I put Ezra in there. I got him up as a Jedi to use underneath Jedi Knight Luke, just like on defense. But he works great in this squad because everybody's calling assists and doing multiple hits. So I was able to get Kylo down fairly fast. No big deal there. Check this out. Now we're going to go into the Rey fight. I'm going to show you guys my counter for this. I've really been working hard on this one, but it can go to shit super quick, you know, if you do one wrong move. So I remembered to not use my Watt this time. So you go with Watt, put the weapons tech on Vader, then open up with his Merciless Massacre, that new ability. You gotta have that. So go ahead and open up with that, then Force Crush, and then I just basic. So I'm taking my time doing this because I don't want to misclick. I don't want to do it wrong. And this is, like I said, kind of a weird team composition. I definitely haven't faced it before, so I really don't want to mess up, and I'm trying to consider what every move will do. Like, I want to ability block Hermit Yoda because I don't want him healing. I don't want him giving Master's Training out. None of that. And I don't want Zalbar taunting, so I have to be mindful of that. I've got Traya in this team, and she works really good for isolating the taunt. Once you isolate them, then you don't have to worry about them. So I figured I could do that with Zalbar. Then I just had to worry about Holdo because she's a tank and she'll taunt. The other techs that Watt has kind of don't matter. Like, I gave Thrawn the protection one just so that he can keep topping up his protection whenever he goes. I don't know if I should give him, maybe the health key would be better, but they're interchangeable. You give one to him and give the other one to Traya, because in Arena, you're against Jedi Knight Revan under Rey, and he likes to mark Traya. So that's what I'm used to doing. But in here, you don't have that. So I got to watch out for other people taking hits too. So I got my Merciless Massacre back again. You want to try and point at Rey whenever you activate that, because he puts up extra dots, and that way you can stack more dots on her. Trying to get as many as you can, as fast as you can. That way you can do a huge culling blade. And if you guys don't know this, I've watched a lot of counter videos, and I've messed it up till someone told me, if you let that Merciless Massacre run out and then do your culling blade, it's not nearly as big as if you do it when she has the little Vader icon. You get the extra offense, and I think it's easy to overlook that. It is hard when they got a bunch of buffs and debuffs above their heads too. I don't like collapsing them though, because I like to see what they have. You know, do they have how many dots, how many ability blocks, everything. I don't like that it's too concise, if that makes sense. So that's where we're at. Kind of taking my time going through this. One thing you don't want to do is hit them to where they get the damage immunity. If you end up proccing that damage immunity, then Rey's going to get her whirlwind, and that's going to just tear up your team. Like one whirlwind will take out a key player and then all the pieces fall like dominoes. So you really don't want to pop that damage immunity on anybody. So I'm trying to spread the damage around. Look at Thrawn. Like a champ, he's hanging in there. A red bard, but he's still there and he's counterattacking because I got the fracture. So he does counterattack a bit. Look at that. I mean, he's taking the hits. He's like Relic 5. And he took a turn, so he's got a little bit of protection back, thankfully. But he's just barely hanging in there. And look at Rey. She gets her ultimate, which sucks. When she gets her ultimate, that's usually when your squad starts dying. So I'm doing everything I can to try to heal up my squad, which isn't much, but I've got protection to throw around. So I'm going to use Thrawn's move to throw some protection to Watt, pop his ability to give people some health up, protection up, whatever that is, I don't know. But the more the better. If I can heal everybody up, and look at that, they all tanked it out. Nobody died, which is amazing. I truly did not expect that. So I still have a fighting chance. Look, I got Fracture back off on Rey. So I have a chance as long as I can keep people alive. I got that Merciless Massacre again, but I'm running out of time. If you guys look at the clock, I'm down under 30 seconds. So I'm really trying to time out, like, where do I use my Force Crush? Where do I use my basics at? And I chose to just do it to Rey right there. Cullen Blade took her out. A basic on Hermit Yoda wasn't strong enough to take him out. Got rid of the taunt. And look at that. I just flipped auto on. 4 seconds left. 3. And done. Did it. Made it through with 55 banners in the final seconds. That counter worked for me. So I was so happy when that worked out. I didn't know if it was going to fail or not or what. So I'm so glad that that worked and I cleared off his ground squads. And now it doesn't even matter what's behind there in his ships because I have my negotiator. So that kills everything. Don't really care. I'm just happy at this point that I cleared off his ground squads. Now he's going to have his work cut out. Even if he one-shots all my stuff, I don't even care. Like, I countered 2 Galactic Legends while setting my own on defense, both ultimates, and all that mess. So he set a Radis, and I used my negotiator, killed it for 65 banners. Probably could have got more, but I went in with all my reinforcements. Didn't want to mess around and drop any more battles since I had dropped a couple already. Didn't want to give him any more extra leeway, so I figured go in fully loaded and kill him and see what happens. So that is the absolute best that I can do. It's not the greatest score in the world, 1871, but I do have 2 Galactic Legends on defense, so if anything goes wrong with his counter teams and he gets stuck, then he's stuck, and it really doesn't matter what the score is. So he hasn't attacked yet. There's only like an hour and a half left. So I guess I'll have to let you guys know next time whether he did attack and he beat me or what happened. But I'm just glad to get the full clear on my opponent this time and kill 2 Galactic Legends. And hopefully these counter teams that you saw me use might help you. So we'll see you guys next time, next week, for the final week and see how everything shakes out. Shout out to my buddy Mikayas. He runs a modding service. He'll go through, make sure you got the right squad compositions and the right mods on the right characters. Give your account a real nice tune-up. I'll put the link to his Discord in my description. Go ahead and check him out. Tell him Indigo sent you. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.